What's up, world? You're back with father and son bonding after 35 years after prison, man. I'm your boy, Mr. Meach. It's my pops, brother Love Jones, pops. Over the last 35 years, there's a lot of things you've been wanting to tell me, to know about you and learn about you. And one of the things you keep on stressing about is the PSTD from the military to the streets. So, because there's a lot of things I be getting on you about for not remembering, you be shell shocked about and don't want to venture off into or whatnot. So, explain to me and the people what the PST trauma from the military is like for you, or the experience you've been going through with it.
I went in the service in
You can talk up.
I went in the service in 1978. Went to Fort Knox, Kentucky, and our training lasts approximately anywhere between 3 months to 4 months. We went to the fire line. We throw hand grenades. We did all kind of hand-to-hand combat. We was trained as a killer in the military.
So it's basically the military trained you to be a killer.
Yeah, they trained me to be a killer.
They trained you to be a killer. So in the military, did you ever have to kill somebody while you was in the military?
No.
You never had to kill nobody when you was in the military. So going through that right there, did you see people get killed?
Well, when we at Fort Knox, Kentucky, we was on a live hand grenade, throwing real live hand grenades at the targets. And on this particular day, as we was in training for about a good month, the guy pulled the pin, and after you pull the pin, you got 3 seconds to throw the hand grenade.
Yeah.
And what he did, when he pulled the pin, he dropped the pin, you dropped the hand grenade right beside him. The hand grenade blowed him up. I was about not that far from him, and we seen him get killed. And after they ceased all training that day, and they had an inspection of CIA and the Brigadier General and company commanders and all the people got together, wanted to know how did this happen. They ceased our training for several weeks, and that dramatized me a little bit. Not on that, I was a 50 gunner. When we was trained in Fort Knox, everything is trained as you going into the war. We had the armored unit firing the real live exercise, but you firing at a target. And the only thing you be hearing, boom, 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 boom. And what I'm saying is, when you're hearing all that drama like that, all hours of night, all hours of day, because when you go through a war situation training, the exercise lasts anywhere between a half an hour, sometimes 2 hours.
Okay.
And the only thing you be hearing, half explosion. And not on that, they throw chemical warfare, where you have an NBC chemical suit that you put on. You got to clear your mask in 5 seconds and put it on.
Yeah.
I was exposed to gas and stuff in the military.
Okay.
And then when I left from Fort Knox, I went to Fort Benning, Georgia, for my other training. And that's training was extensive.
Okay, so tell me this. So did you ever have to go to any wars? Right?
No.
No wars.
No,
okay.
no war.
So going through all of this training through the military or whatever, without having to go to war, how did that affect your mind though? Like what made you feel like you was traumatized? Well, probably seeing a man being blown up was a
Not
lot.
on that, I was training. I tell you all the different training exercises we did in the military. Every 3 to 4, 5 months, you gonna be you gonna be on training exercise, which you say is like a red alert.
It's gonna basically be like you really in the war.
Yeah. Everybody go to Red Cross. You take all kind of shots. You put everything in boxes and stuff, like you going to the war.
Yeah.
And when they sound alarm at 1:30 or 2 o'clock in the morning, you got a half an hour to get to the motor pool.
Yeah.
You go and get your weapons, and you go into the motor pool. You get on your track. You don't know where you're going at.
Yeah.
Everybody got real live ammunition on it. I was a 60 gunner.
Yeah. So being that you never went to a war and doing all this training, all that played a part
psychological effect
on your brain.
Yes, it did on my brain.
So do you think that led you to start indulging in drugs within that, or was it just part of being in the military?
Well, Well, my extensive drug life and alcohol life was extended in the military
Yeah.
because you don't get that much sleep.
Yeah.
You constantly up 2 or 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, and you train practically all day long until sundown.
Okay.
I'm talking about anywhere between 10 and 12 hours a day. You train. You constantly training. And then when you do get off, the first thing guys do in the military, I would say 60 to 70% of people in the armed forces is alcoholic and drug addicts.
Yeah. So this is something else I got to ask you. Like, so that's a better view. Going through all the training in the military, then being addicted, so you became addicted to drugs in the military.
In the
right?
military.
So after all of that, right, you came home to the streets. They didn't the military nothing never
Well,
tried
I'll
to get
tell
you
what
any
happened.
help.
Well, I could get some help. I didn't go get no help.
You didn't want to get no help.
I didn't want to get no help. I didn't realize I had a serious problem.
Oh, okay. So you basically just thought you could handle that by
Yeah,
yourself.
thought I could.
So-
Found out that I couldn't.
Okay, so once you got on the streets, you started indulging into the street crime life, and
Extensive.
you took your military experience and applied it to the streets.
Yes, I did.
So basically, you suffering from PSTD from the military onto the streets because of the things that you've done and seen in the streets also.
Right.
So this is almost like a double jeopardy for you. You suffering from two different PTSDs, right?
Right.
So right now we're going through helping you with the V8 and the site people are working with you right
Yes,
now,
they
right? Okay, so we get that out of the way. So now you're getting psych help. How's that working for you?
Pretty good. It's I have somebody I can talk to
Okay.
and be real personal about my life.
So being that you shell shocked like that, like how did you maintain that calmness through prison when it's so much violence and bloodshed and drama in prison? How did you maintain being calm like that throughout
That's a
the
good
prison
question.
system?
Well, when I first went in the prison system, for about 2 to 3 years, I participated in the same stuff in the street. I was hustling, loan sharking, and I ran into several close encounters could have been possibly violent, but it led to a lot of arguments. And then I found myself, I almost got into a serious fight one time, and then the guy turned both ways, and I went to the cell one night, and I fell on the floor, and I started crying, and I asked God to help me, and His Holy Spirit spoke to me. He said, if you get in any trouble in prison, you'll never get out.
Okay.
And then from that day on, after I was in there for 3 years, my calmness would help me in prison. A lot of people were scared to mess with me because they didn't know how to take me.
Okay. Yeah, because like I tell you all the time, you're a psychopath for real in real life. It takes a real crazy man that's really. I'm not just trying to joke or be funny.
Yeah.
This is a serious moment. Like my daddy's really a psychopath in real life because he could look at you, laugh, and kill you at the same time without even blinking or thinking about it. And that becomes from, what would you say, from doing all of the training in the military, and then they basically trained you how to become a killer without thought.
That's right,
And
without
then,
thinking.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, without thought. And then you come to the streets, and then you be laughing and joking with people, and they think you playing, and you really ready to kill their ass.
Yes, I be ready to kill you.
You know what I'm saying?
Bring physical harm to them.
Yeah, so, man, like I'm glad that you made it out of prison, man, and you made it through that struggle without having to hurt nobody or nobody hurt you. And I'm glad that you found God and changed your ways, and He helped you through that. And now we're home, man, and my job now is to better you and to help you become better as a son should, you know what I'm saying, in my position. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, I'm pretty sure I suffer from PSTD from the street side.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And there's a lot of things like I learned to deal with mentally, just like when we was at the restaurant today, I seen you getting aggravated with the waiter or whatever, and I was just telling you, Daddy, it ain't that serious. It ain't that serious. It's only mashed potatoes. You're not paying for nothing, this and that. But you kept on trying to explain to me, no, son, but this, that, this, and that. Then I had to remind you, Dad, just think about where you just came from.
Yes, look, yeah.
You see what
and
I'm
I
saying?
agree with you 100%.
You know what I'm saying? I was like, just think about that. I was like, man, you sitting here complaining and bitching and getting a little aggravated about some shit that 2,500 people where you just left would love to be sitting where you sitting there with no complaints at all.
Yeah, that's true. That's
You know what
true.
I'm saying?
I had to
So-
catch myself. When
Yeah.
you told me that, I said, anytime I'm traveling wrong, I want you to check me because that's the kind of relationship that me and you have. And I appreciate that because iron sharpens iron. You never get too old to listen to somebody.
That's right.
You know, I might be an older fella, but I don't want to be an old fool either.
That's right. And man, I don't want to hold these people too long, man, and I don't want to seem like we boring them out, but it was just something that we wanted to touch on and touch bases with, man. And Pops, I love you.
I love you more.
And man, we're gonna get back with y'all people and continue these stories, man. Just stay tuned in with us, man. We're gonna keep on giving y'all little stories and shed a little light on what we got going on. I think tonight we might be doing a concert. We might get a little footage of the concert tonight. Then we got an air show tomorrow we're going to. Just stay tuned with us and bear with us, man. Pops, you got something you want to tell to the world?
Well, the only thing I tell the people, be real safe out there. It's a jungle out there. And one thing I always tell people, you know, the game don't never change. The only thing change in the game is the players.
That's it. That's all, man. It's Good Guys Entertainment. We shoot to the moon, former stars on our way, and we out of this bitch.